back together and getting ready for this process?
Well, it's good. You know, we had, last week was a kind of a blur, and they needed some time off. The schedule's different this year because in the past several years we've had finals last week, and then we've been able to kind of, and then this has been a dead period, so everything's kind of a week off. So this week's a little bit of a challenge. First time in several years that we've had to balance practice and recruiting, so that's been a little different working around the finals. But we got a good plan. We got a good start Sunday night, just kind of knocked the rust off of them and got focused, and we'll ramp it up a little tonight, going shells tonight, and then tomorrow will be another all finals day for them and recruiting for the staff, and then we'll get after it pretty good Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday will just be meetings. Monday is our community service, and we'll have a walkthrough. Another tough practice, a couple tough practices Tuesday, Wednesday, and then that Thursday of next week is graduation, and then we'll wrap it up here on the 22nd. Try to have the game plan done, ready to go, give everybody a break off. A little time off. Come back here, travel back to 26, practice here to 27th, head to New Orleans. So everything's a little day later because we're playing on the 1st, but we got a good plan, and this is fun for me. I enjoy this time of year because we don't. I think everybody has the same amount of time, but how you use the time is different, and I think that's really what matters. And for us, we kind of get back to the fundamentals first of all, our practice habits. That's the first thing we do, and then we work a lot on Clemson. Kind of back to some of our basic installation stuff, and then we'll spend a lot of time on Alabama, obviously getting ready for them, and then we take a lot of time this time of year to develop our team for next year. That's something that we really believe in, and so we're not on the field. Our varsity guys, we're not on the field long. We try to have short, crisp practices this time of year and just build, because I think one of the things I believe in is too much time for coaches is not good. And so I try to just really manage the schedule, and then we try to get everything done here. So when you do get to the bowl site, you're really just polishing and really getting the details down. But so we got a good plan, and we'll get after it tonight with shells on, and we'll go from there.
You feel like the guys who needed to get healthy since the ACC game have gotten healthier?
Yeah, Trey is going to go in pads tonight. He's the main one that we're really kind of anxious to see. So they're going to cut him loose in shoulder pads tonight. So we'll see how he responds. We're going to take it easy with him and just go from there. But he's a lot better. Feels a lot better. Strength's come back. Just really kind of irritated nerve where that stinger was, but he's doing good. Judah's going to be out. It's crazy, JD had that MCL, and it's like they're twins. It seems like every time their whole life somebody had, JD hurt his hip, Judah hurt his hip, the other hip, and it's like, but Judah's going to be out. His was MCL and a little slight PCL, but everybody else is good to go. I think we were about as healthy as we've been in a long time in the Miami game. Outside of Mark, we thought Mark was going to be able to go, but he should be fine too. It should be in pretty good shape.
Coach, you have your first early signing period coming up in about a week. How much of an additional challenge does that make everything this time of year?
Yeah, it's different, because it's something we've never had to plan for, in this process. So we'll do a signing day thing just like we do in February, because most of our guys will sign. We're going to have at least 7 mid-years probably, and maybe hopefully a few more guys that are coming in January, not to mention the guys that are committed to us that won't be coming in until the summer, but they'll go ahead and sign on the 20th as well. So it'll be a good day, but we'll have a whole morning thing planned, and it'll be awesome.
Do you like it, or do you wish it was the way it used to be?
No, I like it. I really do, because again, most of our guys are committed, and I think it allows everybody a chance to kind of move on. And we might have depending on what happens with some of our juniors, we might have a spot or two to chase in January, but for the most part, it gives us an opportunity to really turn our attention to 2019.
The success that the program's had over recent years, it's not unusual for teams to come up and call it on your coaches when they've got vacancies. What does it say about this program that you've been able to maintain some consistency in your staff?
Yeah, I think it's rare, it's uncommon, in this business. We've had great continuity, and it's a great place to work, great place to live and raise your family. But that just kind of comes with the territory. I don't really get too caught up in all that stuff. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But if somebody gets an opportunity to go be a head coach, I'm always willing to help and happy for them. If it's a lateral move, probably ought to be a good interview. We don't really have a lot of that. But when guys have left here, it's usually because it's been an opportunity to go be a head coach or, some type of advancement, go to the NFL, that type of thing. So just part of it. But for the most part, we've had a lot of continuity on the staff. I think it's great. And then we've developed our staff. And we've had opportunities. We've been able to promote some guys from within, which I think has allowed us to have that continuity as well.
Is that continuity, how's that helped the program?
Just familiarity, relationships. You're not starting over. As far as who we are as a program, people, they know the philosophies, they know the way we do things, the recruiting relationships. Those things, you don't really have gaps in that stuff. You can just kind of, sometimes you can hand the baton off and they keep rolling. From time to time, you have some change from outside too. It's like this year with Todd coming in, but man, what a great fit he's been. He's done an awesome job and hit the ground running and brought great energy in here. I think whenever there's opportunity, and if you have the chance, if you've got somebody here that's prepared and ready, I always think that's the best option from a consistency, chemistry standpoint.
But on the other hand, Alabama, and kind of the opposite,
Yeah.
constant turnover, does that make their continued success all the more impressive if he's able to?
Well, I mean, again, at the end of the day, you may have turnover in your staff, but the head coach is going to always set the philosophy. And I think as long as you've got stability there, even if you have some change on your coaching staff, if you have a good plan and something that you really believe in, you should be able to. And you're good enough, you should be able to maintain some consistency. And that's a great credit to Coach Saban, because he's had a ton of change on his staff since he's been there. It seems like every year, but at the end of the day, it all starts with him, and he knows what he wants, he knows what it looks like. He's going to run the program the way he wants to run it, and it's the same thing here. It's really no different here. It makes it a lot easier when you're on the same page, right out of the gate. But like I said, when you have change, that's I embrace that too. I think it's fun to be able to teach a new guy, who we are and how we do things and why we do it that way, and create that buy-in.
I'm sure you've dove into the Alabama film. Pretty much, are they vastly different than these past 2 years? Do you see differences in who they are?
No, they're just really good. Just same, what do you call it? Same bat channel.
Yeah. Same bad time.
Same bad time. Yeah, I mean, no, they're just really good. They always are. They're good in the trenches. They're great on defense. All their statistics show they're great on defense. The quarterback's more experienced. They're two just freaky backs. I mean, great backs. Got good skill on the perimeter. They've always done a nice job with their tight ends. They do a lot of similar things we do. They do a good job running the quarterback. He's second lead rusher. He's dangerous. And then defensively, just where they're supposed to be. I mean, they're in your face. I mean, you got to win your matchups, all three levels. Just that simple. They don't really give you anything. So it's a just tough matchup, but we match up well.
Coach Hurts hasn't set the world on fire through the air this year, but he's ranked number 12 in efficiency, only 1 interception this year compared to 9 last year. Have you seen him really mature compared to what you saw last year?
You said Jalen?
Hurts, yes, sir.
Yeah, he's much more experienced, and they're running him a good bit. They'll get into some max protection, take some shots down the field, but he's been very efficient, and that's what they're asking him to do. They're great on defense. They're going to play good offense, punt the ball, and usually force you to make some mistakes. That's usually been their recipe.
How would you expect Judah to be out
He's going to be out through the bowl, so we'll see if we have the opportunity to advance. Maybe he'd be back for that one, but he's definitely out for this game.
You mentioned this time of year is pretty enjoyable for you. What makes it so enjoyable?
Well, it's just I love Christmas first of all. I love Christmas, and I love decorating the tree and putting lights out. I love that this time of year, and then you know, just the school's getting out, and so now you get a chance to kind of be like camp all over again, get to be with your guys. And as soon as we get through this week, come Saturday, we just get to be with the guys all the time. Spend a lot more time with them, and you know, and then just there's some finality to it. You know, there's a sense of urgency in the preparation. I like our practices, how we practice this time of year. It's a little different from the season, and you know, it's just fun. It's fun to get ready for a bowl trip. I'm excited about going to the Sugar Bowl. It's been 25 years since I've been there, and staying in the same hotel, practicing at the same site, and hopefully we get the same result. But it's Clemson this time.
Coach,
We were in this building. We laughed about flip the switch over here.
Yeah, took me a while to find that button.
But going back, we haven't really talked to you since you know, the game against Miami.
Yeah.
I'm sure that not a lot you can find wrong in that game.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, yeah, we're finally hitting our stride at the right time now?
Yeah, we played well. You know, really the Citadel game. I know, you know, everybody says, well, you're supposed to beat the Citadel, but we played so well that game. That was a game where I really saw. I was looking for some maturity. That was one of the things we talked about that week. And this team has been very focused, very easy to coach, very easy to get ready. These guys have been locked in, and yes, I would definitely say that we're kind of playing our best football right now. And then we carried that right into the South Carolina game, played a really, really good game. And that's the best ACC championship game we've played. We've been in 5 of them, and to me, that's the best game we've played by far. Just a dominant performance against a good team, you know, especially defensively. Probably the best defense we've seen in the ACC championship. I mean, these guys were really good up front. And but you know, we were just locked in and focused. Guys were excited. It was a great crowd, and took control of the game early, and then they finished. You know, played well the whole game. So it was a great performance, and yeah, not a whole lot went wrong in that game. So I was really proud of them.
Coach, 6 AP All-Americans, that's a school record, one more than last year, twice as many as Alabama, remarkably, but I think what's more impressive is probably any one of those guys would give that up to get one more win over a loss.
Oh yeah, no question. I mean, these guys, you know, it's good to see some of these guys get recognized for really good play, but yeah, all those guys, they want to win one more game here and have an opportunity to go play for it all in Atlanta.
Dabo, you talk about playing for it all. I mean, these past 2 years, the Alabama-Clemson matchup has been dramatic and significant. We're coming up on number 3. We could be in the middle of I don't know how many more at this point, but do you ever stop and think about someday when they talk about this period of college football, it could be defined by Alabama playing Clemson?
Yeah, I mean, from time to time, I mean, we kind of reflect. I mean, Tim does a good job of reminding me of that stuff, you know. And sometimes he'll send me something, I'm like, really? Wow. You know, we're just such creatures of habit, and we're just so focused on what we do, and that's why we've been successful, because we just have such a great daily focus and mindset. I mean, we won 61 games in 5 years, you know, and we got a chance to tie Alabama. They've got 62. But I don't think there's any question at some point down the road, you know, we'll look back at this decade for sure, and take great pride in it. I mean, I do now, because it's I know where we came from and how hard it's been. But, you know, 8 of our 9 years, we've had the 2010, we had a little bump in the road, but won 9 games in 09, won the division, and ever since then we've just kind of been a steadily climbing team, and now we've developed a great consistency that's hard to achieve, and that's what I'm most proud of more than anything. Is just, you know, because for young people to get ready week in and week out, that's the hardest thing, and especially when you know you're going to get everybody's best. But we've got a great culture, and you know, it's been fun. It's been a fun journey. I mean, yeah, to be in our third playoff in a row, it's surreal. And again, playing Alabama, you know, it's become like, okay, it was kind of fun the first time. You know, like, oh, this is great. Now it's like, all right, can we get rid of these guys? They just go away. And they won't go away. Yeah, so had some fun with Coach Saban the other night. We had the press thing, and you know, I was messing with him because he was asking me if I was staying for the show after the press conference, and I was like, no. We didn't have anybody good enough to win any of these awards this year. You know, it's kind of a rebuilding year for us. maybe next year we'll have somebody good enough to win one of them awards. I said, oh no, I got a coach, so we're gonna hang around with him again when we're out here. No, it's been fun. This team especially has been just really fun. But they just think they're supposed to win, you know. But the biggest thing is they put the work in. They prepare. They like to practice. They like it, and the leadership of the team is unbelievable. Those guys just get ready, and they demand accountability from their teammates, and that's why we've been successful.
Coach, speaking of awards, Tony Elliott won the Broyles Award. Your old player, that's 2 in a row that Clemson has won. You think you can? How cool is that to see? And do you think you can make it a trifecta next year with Coach Scott?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, that's you know, they only let you nominate. I got several guys want to nominate. They only let you nominate one guy a year, and so pretty cool because I don't think it's ever been done back to back from the same school. So that was awesome, and Brent was able to present him the trophy. So really happy for Tony. He was very well deserved, and I think they had a great time.
You say you're tired of seeing them. You think they're tired of seeing you guys?
Probably. But you know, I was on a radio show yesterday or the day before, I can't remember, but I was talking to Jay Barker, who was my quarterback, and we were just talking. You know, sometimes rivalries just kind of pop up that you don't expect. You know, they just somehow or another they happen in sports, and that's kind of what's happened here. But I think it's a very healthy rivalry. I think there's really great respect from both sides. I mean, I know Alabama people have. I mean, they have great respect for good football. You know, they might not necessarily like you, but they recognize good football and effort and toughness and those type of things. And it's the same thing here at Clemson. And I think that's, you know, we all know somebody's going to win and lose, but I think everybody knows what to expect in this game. You're going to get unbelievable effort, you know, and it's usually a few plays in a game like this. You know, some crazy things can happen, but as far as the effort, the will to win, the toughness, the physicality that's on display in this game, it's a sight to see, and you just know it's coming. You know, you just know it's coming, and I think as a competitor, you love that, you embrace that, and as a fan, you know, you just kind of sit back and say, you know what, I don't know what's going to happen, but this is fixing to be a great ball game. And I think that's kind of what's happened with this little rivalry that's matched up here. So, you know, I'm proud of our guys, especially, you know, being a part of that one in 08 when they just smashed us. You know, we're a long way from that.
Thank you, Coach.
All right,
Appreciate it, Coach.
Appreciate it.